All right, number 17, this one wants us to find the domain and range of the graph function. So when a graph is present, all you have to do is look left and right. So remember, domain is focusing on left and right, left and right. So smallest to largest. So I want to know how far to the left does this graph go. Now it stops at 10, but notice there's an arrowhead, meaning that this graph is going to continue to go up and left forever. Arrowhead means it's going to keep going. We just only show you a piece. So that means that this graph is going to continue going all the way to the far left, which means negative infinity, because it doesn't stop. It doesn't reach infinity. It's always moving toward it. So I'm going to do parentheses, negative infinity. Now, how far to the right does this graph go? So I'm going to the right, going to the right. I'm looking, this line also has an arrowhead and it's going to the right. It's also going upward, but mainly I'm looking left and right, and I know that it's going to the right forever, so that means it's going to positive infinity. So as far as your domain, this graph is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity, which is all real numbers, because of the arrowheads indicating that they continue going in both directions. Okay, so now we want to do the range. So range is looking top to bottom or bottom to top. So what's the lowest point first? I always got to do small to large. So the lowest point, the furthest point down. So it's a dot. This graph does not go below this point right here. This y value is 5. Okay, so the lowest value is 5. Now, unlike the arrowhead, it has a dot, meaning it stops on 5. It actually equals 5. So the lowest point, when it equals or reaches that number, you have to do a square bracket. Okay, so you got to do a bracket, not a parentheses, and I'm going to do the number 5. So the lowest point is 5, going up. Okay, it doesn't matter which end you look at, both ends have arrowheads and they both go up. So this graph is going to go up without bounds, so it's going to go all the way to positive infinity. So I'm going to do comma, and then I'm going to do infinity. Now with infinity, we always do a parentheses, because infinity is not a real number. Infinity is not something that we actually reach. We're always just moving. It just means on and on and on, kind of like the Energizer Bunny, it just keeps going. Whenever you don't actually reach a number, or you don't include a number, kind of like what we did with the -9, -9 was not included. We were just using it as a like a approximation or an endpoint that where we're getting close to or where we're going toward. Same thing with infinity. We're going toward it, but we don't actually reach it. So you want to do a bracket with the 5, parentheses with the infinity, and then that's going to be our range. Okay. With number 18, we also want to find domain and range. Okay. So if I'm looking at this graph, okay, left and right, there are no points that go left. It doesn't go to the right. It's just one line that goes straight up and down. That one line goes up and down on the x value of 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks like a 2. Kind of hard to read. That's very, very small. Count the tick marks 1 and then 2, 3, 4. So it's counted by 1. This would be 2. So we only get one x value. There's no numbers over here, no graph over here, only at 2. So my domain is the only singular x value 2. Now as far as going up and down to find the range, this graph goes all the way down, arrowhead, goes all the way up. So that means negative infinity up to positive.